Hi guys, welcome to the Room on Fire YouTube channel. We are here. I'm with YNK, I'm with Sadokist at the end of the day, the end of the second day of the MLG Columbus Counter-Strike Major. Just saw the most depressing best of three we've ever seen in our whole lives. If you're a fan of American Counter-Strike, which might be YNK's not.
But you and Matthew certainly are.
Yeah, this is hard for us to swallow. Obviously, if you guys didn't tune in last night, ridiculous semifinals match. Liquid had the opportunity to be the first North American team to make it into the grand finals of a major.
21 match points.
Yeah. Considering once you extend into overtime, there was a lot of map points that would drop throughout that. But either way, that's depressing. Let's move on. For now, let's talk about the exciting thing, which is it's going to be Luminosity and NaVi in the grand finals tomorrow, which has been the best matchup that we've seen at basically every tournament that it's been at in 2016. That's been the best matches.
And it started at the last major that this rivalry sort of erupted into the scene. It was with the different Luminosity lineup, but every time they play, it's explosive. And it started out, I think it was like 8-2 in maps for NaVi, but lately it's actually been Luminosity that's had the upper hand. It's going to be super thrilling. It's going to be interesting to see how the map pool goes, where you don't get a double ban and there's a random in this, because these guys have a pretty similar map pool. Yeah. So that randomization could actually throw a curveball in that could favor one team or the other.
I think the randomizer could actually favor NaVi in a sense, because they have a wider map pool there, depending, not going to dive into it right now, but I think it's going to be pretty close anyway. We had these two teams play each other in the semifinals at Katowice as well, which was, as we all remember, it was a sick game. And I agree with Jace, this is for sure the most entertaining matchup we've had this year. And I think it's also an amazing storyline to have, right? Because both of these teams have been probably number 2 and number 3 behind Fnatic this year, and neither of the teams obviously won a major before. Luminosity didn't even win a tournament, even though they had a couple of second place finishes, a couple of semifinal drops from Fnatic.
Yeah, and guaranteed a new champion without Fnatic and Virtus Pro, the last hopes to make it through. But NaVi's seen a final before. They were at Cluj finals, and Luminosity hasn't been. So, and not only the fact that Luminosity just crushed all of America in front of their own eyes on their own soil. Usually, people get behind Luminosity late in tournaments when their own team's out, because everyone loves the storyline that is Fallen and how romantic it is within the CS scene. But I have a feeling the US fans are actually going to go for NaVi after what just happened.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Fallen's a very lovable guy. So is Guardian. Two players that I think a lot of people in the community want to see and believe deserve to own a major title. So that'll be cool. But before we get off and let you guys relax a little bit before the match comes up later on today, let's get some predictions. Who do you think is going to take it?
The weird thing is, you look at experience in a map like this, and I think it's going to be 2-1, no matter what. These guys always play that close. Every game is going to go down to the wire. In my heart of hearts, I want it to be Luminosity, but for some reason I feel like it's going to be NaVi that actually sneak this one out. And just in this situation, I think it's going to be hard to predict the map pools, but I do think it's going to be 2-1 NaVi. I want Luminosity. I do, just for the story of it. How sick would that be for Brazil? How sick would it be for CS? But I actually think NaVi is going to take this one.
It would be really sick, man. That's why I'm going with Luminosity. Samba CS.
Easiest prediction of his life.
I mean, I just feel that...
Easier than your 2-0 Liquid one.
I just feel...
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I just feel that this is their tournament, man. They haven't won a single tournament so far. They've been close a number of times, and I feel it's happening today.
I'm also going to be taking Luminosity. It's what I predicted before we moved here into the arena when we did some bracket predictions, and just that mental strength to come back in both of those maps I thought was absolutely insane. And I can't see a team able to do something like that on this stage with this many people against them, losing in the grand finals. Although NaVi is looking insane, it is going to be an awesome matchup to have.
The interesting thing about this is, if you go back to Cluj again for similarities, NaVi had a really one-sided semifinal against NIP in that one and went into the final. Envy has struggled against G2, who were kind of like the Liquid of that story. They were one round away from qualifying in overtime, and then Envy went on to win, even though they had the harder time getting there. So in that sense, maybe Luminosity, that is escaping death, and now they just walk through it. So it's the weird symmetries to that tournament in Cluj.
Yeah, it is weird, because I think we all agree that NaVi looked much, much better, the Counter-Strike team, in terms of how they played Counter-Strike today. But still, a couple of us taking Luminosity. We'll let you guys find out later today. Make sure you're following us on Twitter for more video content throughout these days. Room on Fire CSGO on Twitter. And then definitely follow the YouTube channel, and we will see you guys later.